Hello, everybody. It is your professor, Rocco, your boy, coming at you again with another Age of Sigmar video. In this AoS general class, as you can see on the screen, we're going to talk about 3 things that I really like about the new Lumineth Realm Lords. I know, I'm just excited. The Lore Seeker gets to be actually in a video, in a picture on the thing, without him being like eaten, chewed on, spit out. It was a fun little bit we were doing before, but now they're back home. I am using pictures from, yes, I don't have Photoshop. I'm just doing this all goofily. Here from different leaks from things that were out before. Pictures from Games Workshop's website that I could use because of free, fair use and all that fun stuff. So here we are as a small-time YouTuber making big plays. Top 3 things. Go! I really like the new Stone Mage command trait here. Unyielding Toughness. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick 1 friendly Stone Guard unit wholly within 6 inches of this general. Add 1 to the wounds characteristic of that unit until the next hero phase. They have the nice little designer note, which I love, saying that if this were to fall off and someone had 2 out of 3 wounds allocated, when it falls off, they'd just die. Great! You know, people were really down on the cow-flavored elves, the yak attack elves before with the Stone Mage, the Stone Guard, and then the big Spirits of the Mountain. In the old book, I really like this. They're good. And I get to make the Ymetrica! Yeah! Joke. I hope that landed. Anyway. Yeah. No, Ymetrica's looking strong for their specific units. And I'm going to follow that up with more Ymetrica stuff. And again, all the Stone Mages and the Alorith units do not have to be taken in Ymetrica. Ymetrica makes the Stone Guard battle line. And it's really neat with all the buffs you can throw out. Especially if you're going to go heavy cow elves. Go with this artifact, the Molten Talisman, to add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Alorith units wholly within 12 inches of the bearer if the bearer didn't charge. Why is that good? You're never charging your wimpy little mage into combat. It needs to stay in range for all your other buffs and abilities, and I believe it still keeps the Big Papa cows fighting on their top bracket if he's nearby. You're never charging him into combat. It's great. Just move him on up, and even if he doesn't keep things from the top bracket anymore, if I missed this, and this is going to be someone flaming me in the comments about it, you still don't want them in combat. They will die. You want all the other Alorith stuff in combat, which is great. You know, and this just makes Ymetrica an even more appealing sub-faction, because if you need your 3 battle line and they're all Alorith units being the Stone Guard, and you have this there being a big cluster of murder cows and battle yaks, seems great. You know, it is a viable build, and I for one am happy with that. To stop, because before, with like, say, Ymetrica was really popular, Sayar, however you want to say it, where it was a lot of archers, enough of the spearmen there, the pikemen, the guardians, I don't know what their name is anymore, wardens, that was it, that made other units battle line. You just took enough archers to shoot down your problems. As a little fun fact, one of the spells that was everyone's bane was Lambent Light. That's just gone now, so archers aren't necessarily as good as they were. So diversifying your army is great. And this, again, just goes more for Ymetrica. And finally, my 3rd favorite thing, top 3 things about the Lumineth Realm Lords is my favorite sub-faction still being Ymetrica, because I think being good at magic is still really good. You know, we've talked about in other videos the concept of a spell dom being really popular in the competitive meta now for probably 2 years. like the tail end of not even the tail end of second, but through later second edition, through the first year or so of third now, being really good at magic and being able to stop your opponent's magic is really important, you know? Until like a natural predator to magic being like Korn gets their third edition book, Zytrek I feel is still the way to go. If you did go Ymetrica, you're reducing rend on your Cow Elves, which is great. It's just more save stacking to save stack, which you could just do anyway by casting Mystic Shield on them and putting them in cover. And you'll find ways. But being able to cast your spells, and the spell lores did get condensed, but you could still put a Stone Mage as your general here. You know, and then you can go and cast your buffing or debuffing spells. A lot of them still stayed. They just went up a little bit in casting cost, which to me means that having a +1 to cast the spell and unbind there is just that much better. You know, are you still gonna see tech lists around in lists? Yeah, probably. Is someone gonna find some way to still fit in as many archers as possible? Sure. Why was I excited about this book? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The thing is with this new book, there are a lot of new ways to play. The Cow Elves are good. The Kangaroos are good. The you know, the riding the Tree Strider archers, the mounted archers are good. The only thing that, I mean, even the sword masters, which I don't think they're called sword masters anymore, but you know, everything in this book is good. Is from top to bottom here. They are very solid. They feel and play like high elves. You know, for some of the old holdouts, do you wish the the yak themed, really it's yaks. Do you wish the yak themed stuff was really a white lion? Probably. Can you just flavor it to be white lions from old fantasy? Totally. And there's just so many ways that this can play pretty well. That with a few good usable sub factions that didn't, they got slimmed down a bit to function more, but that's just what third edition's been, is streamlining some of the bloat that came out at the end of second, because the game itself has more things to do with like the heroic actions and monstrous rampages and choosing battle tactics. They're making the individual armies a little bit easier to play. Also, fun fact here. So the Spirit of the Wind, the Fox Spirits, the thing that terrorized the internet more than any table of Warhammer ever saw, the Jerk Foxes, which honestly still died to a stiff breeze, probably why they were Wind Spirits. They can't move in your opponent's shooting phase. Like, you know, if you are the LRL player, you cannot move them in your opponent's shooting phase anymore. They only move 12 inches now. It's not a full movement thing. Yes, you could cast the double movement spell and do some crazy stuff, but they're good. They're not great. The damage still doesn't really feel overpowering. If someone's bringing 4 of them in a game, again, all you gotta do is look at them funny. They'll generally go down. Just do it in shooting or magic, because no, because that's right, they don't move. Yeah, see, that was how bad my brain has been hardwired for how to deal with these foxes. Because now, just charge them. They're just gonna be dead. That's it. They'll unleash hell. Great. Send in a unit of Aetherwings. Send in a unit of Chaos Furies. You know, give me a Hobgoblin screen for some Cruel Boys, and then just charge in with some Gut Rippers. They will just die. It's great. Don't freak out about the LRL book, people. It's a good book for a good army. Good players are still going to be able to make this army feel great. But you now have a more diverse army to go against. You have ways to play around that. and it's going to be fun. You know? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment on what you want us to cover in future videos, and other things I may have written on this slide. Let's talk about it. And with that, again, thanks for coming to class. As I'd like to say at the end of all of our videos, class dismissed. Bye.